Allergens and cross-contamination. This is part 3 in the 5-part series provided by the IWLA Food Council. This webinar is created by Wendy Schaefer of Standard Distribution Company, and I am Katie Poe Harbaugh. What are allergens and cross-contamination, and how does it affect our practices? Allergens are substances that in some persons induce the hypersensitive state of allergy and stimulates the formation of reagenic antibodies. Allergens may be naturally occurring or of synthetic origin. Cross-contamination is the unintentional presence of another substance in the final consumable product. In the context of allergens, it usually refers to trace amounts of allergic foods, which may be problematic for those suffering from particular allergies. Manufacturers are not the only handlers of human and animal consumables. These items are touched by the entire supply chain. Each step from manufacturer or producer all the way to the table must adhere to allergen guidelines in order to reduce potential cross-contamination. In today's industry of food processing, packaging, warehousing, and distribution, allergies are a serious and potentially life and company-altering reality. There are hundreds of products that can cause an allergic reaction. We will focus on the major 8 with an emphasis on best practice guidance to avoid cross-contamination. The big 8 and what they can cause. Although there are countless allergens, approximately 90% of allergic reactions are caused by the big 8. When allergens are not processed, handled, and distributed correctly, they can cause effects ranging from a simple runny nose all the way to death. Approximately 14 million Americans have food allergies. Cross-contamination of allergens pose serious health risks for those individuals. Now we're going to discuss the big 8, and you'll have to bear with me as I try and pronounce all these unfamiliar names. The first allergen, of course, are eggs. Examples of those could be albumin, eggs, dried, powdered, solids, egg whites, and egg yolks, eggnog, lysozyme, mayonnaise, meringue, ovalbumin, and surimi. The second allergen we're going to discuss are milk and dairy allergens. Examples include butter, butter fats, butter oils, butter acids, butter ester, buttermilk, casein, casein hydrolysate, caseinates in all forms, cheese, cottage cheese, cream, curds, custard, diacetyl, ghee, half and half, lactalbumin, phosphate, lactoferrin, lactose, lactulose, milk, including condensed, derivative, dry, evaporated, goats and milk from other animals, low-fat, malted, milk fat, non-fat, powder, protein, skimmed, solids, and whole, and, of course, many more. Fish. Finfish, including but not limited to Arctic char, barramundi, bass, bluefish, butterfish, catfish, cod, flounder, grouper, haddock, hake, halibut, herring, mackerel, mai-mai, monkfish, snapper, sole, swordfish, tilapia, trout, and tuna. Wheat. Lots of examples of wheat-contained foods are breadcrumbs, couscous cracker meal, farina, matzo, semolina, sprouted wheatgrass, malt, wheat bran, triticale, vital wheat gluten. Flours, several different flour types including all-purpose, bread, cake, durum, enriched, graham, high gluten, high protein, instant, soft wheat, steel ground, stone ground, and whole wheat. You've got bulgur, durum, protein, pastas, spelt, hydrolysate wheat, club wheat, sprouts, cereal extract, einkorn, hydrolyzed wheat, meal like matzo or matzah, comet, emmer, and seitan. Shellfish, including barnacle, crab, crawfish, krill, lobster, Moreton bay bugs, prawns, and shrimp can all be allergens. Several different kinds of tree nuts, including almonds, artificial nuts, beech nuts, cashews, chestnuts, chinquapin, coconut, filbert or hazelnut, ginduja, which are chocolate nut mixture, ginkgo nut, hickory nut, lychee nut, macadamia nut, marzipan or almond paste, nangai nut, natural nut extract, nut butters, nut meal, nut paste, nut pieces, pine nuts, pecans, pesto, pili nut, pistachio, praline, shea nut, and walnuts. A big one these days, of course, is peanuts. It can be artificial nuts, arachis oil, beer nuts, cold-pressed, expeller-pressed, or extruded peanut oils, goobers, ground nuts, monkey nuts, nut meat, nut pieces, peanut butter, peanut four, peanut protein, and hydrolysate. And the final allergen as part of the big 8 is soy. Those can be edamame, miso, matto, shoyo, soy, like soy albumin, soy cheese, soy fibers, soy flour, soy grits, soy ice cream, soy milk, soy nuts, soy sprouts, and soy yogurt. Also soya, soybeans, and curds or granules, soy proteins, concentrated, hydrolyzed, or isolate, soy sauces, tamari, tempeh, textured vegetable proteins, and tofu. You must determine your allergen risk by completing an assessment. In order to avoid the unintentional cross-contamination within your facilities, you must evaluate your processes. A general risk analysis is made up of 4 stages for you to determine your level of risk. Number 1, risk assessment. What is the risk? Number 2, risk management. Can that risk be managed? 3, risk communication. How should the risk be communicated? And number 4, has the risk been changed? When completing the first step in your company's risk assessment, you may want to contact the owner or manufacturer of those products to assist you in your analysis. Most manufacturers have their allergens on file, and the products are generally labeled as allergens. Once determined and verified by the manufacturer or ingredient list that you do have allergens on site or coming in, determine whether any of these ingredients can potentially cross-contaminate with the items you have on site. The outcome can be classified by either probable, which is a likely chance of risks occurring, remote, risks are unlikely to arise but are still possible, or, of course, no risk. Where the risk has been identified as either probable or remote, attempts can be made to reduce the unintentional cross-contamination. You must assess the risk by asking questions and completing analysis of procedures. Analyze the receiving, shipping, and GMP allergen practices. Is this product in contact with others that can become contaminated? Analyze the traveling routes of allergens. Is your current travel route the safest route to avoid cross-contamination? Analyze the placement of stored products. Can this product be stored near others, or could cross-contamination occur? Should this allergen be segregated? While the allergens are on site, should they be cleaned with the same cleaning utensils as other products, or could this cause cross-contamination? By asking yourself the above questions, you can create a simple management plan on how to handle allergens without causing cross-contamination. Simply implement your documented allergy management program as an extension of your existing food safety management system and update your written GMPs. Once the initial analysis and risk management have been completed, you're ready to move on to step 3, risk communication. Number 1, label your facilities for the placement of allergens. Number 2, label your allergens route. 3, label the cleaning supplies involved in cleaning the allergens. Number 4, educate and retrain your staff on how to handle allergens. And of course, number 5, maintain all training records. Allergen management procedures should be monitored and reviewed to provide the assurance they are working correctly. The best way to complete this is by conducting an internal audit or by bringing in a third-party auditor. An easy audit can include the review and verification of the hazard analysis system currently in place, a review of the product and the ingredients you are handling, reviewing the company operating procedures, reviewing the training records of each time your employees received their initial training as well as their ongoing training, and reviewing the cleaning procedures as well as the reporting. Assess, manage, communicate, and review. 4 simple steps to decrease cross-contamination of allergens. You hold the power of prevention.